They close the doors at about 15 after, and I'm about 10 after, so the stairs hopefully will get me there in time. All right, good morning, friends. It is our last day on board, sea day today. And I was thinking right now, I've not actually met the cruise director, which is something that's never happened before. So I guess I'm trying to do things differently this cruise, and so that's different. But anyway, it's because of the thing I mentioned yesterday with theater shows being hard to like get into, and I should have booked them in advance and stuff. So that's the reason. But speaking of different, I'm going to MDR lunch right now. I hadn't ever done MDR lunch until very recently, and so I'd like to take advantage of that today since we're at sea. That's an option only for an hour though, only from 12 to 1. It's a very short window, so they just opened, and I'm gonna head down there and check it out. So yeah. And then after that, sea day shenanigans, I guess. So I'll of course take you with me. We'll see what we see, we'll do what we do, and we'll talk soon. So I made my way out of my room and down the stairs over to the main dining room for lunch. When I got there were only a couple of people in line ahead of me, so they seated me pretty much right away and handed me a paper menu. The paper menu had a pretty limited selection of items on it, but there were definitely things on there that I liked. I ended up going with a Caesar salad, can't beat a classic, and then I also got the Philly cheesesteak. This is kind of a picture of it, I do apologize, I had started to eat it already. And I was sitting by a couple of avid cruisers who were actually trying MSC for the first time, and we chatted about how the cruise experience had been so far. And I closed things out with a Boston cream pie before heading back up the stairs and down the hall and to my room. All right, I'm back to the room, and no towel animal. Haven't gotten any at all this cruise other than that one for my birthday. But I did get my MSC branded tote bag, which is the logo gift that I get for being Diamond, and luggage tags, which I'm not going to use because I'm doing the self-disembark as I usually do. Let's talk about lunch, because I gotta tell you, it wasn't the best experience I've ever had. The staff and everything were great, but the food, the Philly cheesesteak, the actual meat was good, but it was a lot of bread and very little meat. I took a very awful picture of it because I had already started to dig in before I remembered to take the camera out. But what you saw in that picture a while ago is pretty much the extent of it. It was very bready and decent flavor, but I didn't even finish most of the bread. I scooped out the meat, took a few of the onions out, and then just ate all that and a couple of bites of the bread. The Boston cream pie that I had for dessert was fine. Little on the sweet side for my taste, but I'm not really a sweets person to begin with. But the MDR lunch experience was better than the buffet. The buffet gets crazy, kind of crowded, wild, and then it isn't always easy to find good food in there, especially if you're having to wait in line at the different stations. It wasn't that bad this cruise. Seascape was way worse than this, but I like the calmness of the MDR, and so I'm glad I did it. There were some other options on the menu that maybe would have been better. The burger sounded really good, and they had a couple of seafood things as well. But yeah, for now I'm gonna go figure out something to do. There's all kinds of pool game stuff happening. There's trivias and things around the ship. So that's what's next. And of course, I'll take you with me. We'll see what we see, we'll do what we do, and we'll talk soon. All right, y'all, dinner time, but I'm late, so hopefully they'll let me in. They close the doors at about 15 after, and I'm about 10 after, so the stairs hopefully will get me there in time. If I don't get there in time, buffet tonight. Anyway, we'll talk soon. As you could tell by the fact that I was already slurry speech Travis before dinner, this was actually a pretty heavy drinking day for me, and that continued into the evening festivities as well, but I did end up going to the marketplace buffet and getting some food before bed, so that was a good thing. I woke up in the morning to debark as per usual, but this debarkation was a little bit rough. It seemed like pretty much everybody and their mother and their brother and their dog were doing the self-assist disembarkation, but after winding down the stairwell and weaving my way in, I finally was able to get off the ship. If you recall correctly, at the beginning of the trip, I had booked GoPort again, and they were there to pick me up. I was going to stay a couple of extra days in Orlando to do Disney and stuff, but I was feeling like I wanted to go home, so I had moved my flight up, and before I knew it, I was landing in San Antonio, and Carlos was picking me up at the curb, and then we made our way back to the house. I want to thank you all so much for traveling with me. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. I'll close out the vlog with the dog's greeting at the end, and yeah, you all have a good night. All right, let's see how it goes with this greeting. Do you think they're gonna be crazy?
Yeah. Callie's gonna be berserk.
Maybe. Oh, girls. Oh, Callie. Hi. What's happening? Hi, baby. Okay. Let's go inside, girls.